Saturday afternoon, morning, wherever you're at. It's 11:06 Central Time. Go Hawks. Hey, I am just gonna do a sort of an impromptu live. I do this sometimes when I'm camping. I've got my three oldest, it's not my three oldest, my three boys here with me today. And so we've been doing a little bit of camping, a little bit of bonfire action, a little bit of fishing, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But if we get interrupted, I apologize. I am on dad duty. But if you're new here, I'm Dave Knapp, man on the MOUNJARO. I have a internet, well, just it's groups, it's pages, it's all sorts of things, but under the umbrella of On the Pen, the website onthepen.com, where you can get all the latest information about GLP-1 medications for the treatment of chronic weight management, diabetes, etc. And I've had quite an eventful 24 hours, and I wanted to come on. I know others have made videos about this on the various platforms, and I wanted to jump on and sort of give YouTube, the YouTube family here, a background about the last 24 hours, what's taken place and where we go from here. Yeah, if you're just joining here, hit the thumbs up button, and please consider sharing this somewhere where people might find information about GLP-1s valuable. We're going to talk about two things today. We're going to talk about the censorship that's going on over on the Meta platforms against On the Pen and other accounts. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the latest GLP-1 scam from the Kardashian scams. So yeah, we're going to get right into it. Hit the thumbs up button before we go. Want to say hi to everyone in the chat. If you're new here, put an N in the chat next to your name. Let me know that you're new here. Wise Coaching, welcome. Rob, how are you? Angie. Yes, Angie says, sorry about the BS on your Facebook account, not right. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to give you some steps to take, you know, kind of a where do we go from here type of situation. Thelma says, hi, thanks for all your work to keep us up to date. You're welcome, Thelma. Thanks for being here. Claudette, thanks for being here. Sabrina, good morning. Lynn, good morning. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button as you come in. So the first thing I want to give you an update on, and so for some of you who follow me on the other platforms, this is not going to be new news, and maybe you've even seen another creator reference what's going on here. Hey, Candace, how are you today? Aren't you hanging out with Jay today? That's pretty cool. Rucker, good morning. So here's what happened yesterday morning. You know, we've had On the Pen live going for about a year and a half, almost 2 years, 81 episodes. A few months back, we had a guy named Sina Aram who started a telemedicine company called Join Fridays. Sina let me know that their Join Fridays Instagram account was banned out of nowhere with no violations. And I was like, man, that's tough. That's a tough break for somebody who's got a telemedicine company and relies on that to, you know, spread information about what they're doing. I jumped on to sort of see it for myself, and I jumped on Instagram, so sure enough, it was gone. I jumped over to Facebook and realized I had a notification that my group, Zepbound for Weight Loss, which had 20,000 people, 20,000 members in the Zepbound for Weight Loss group, and all of a sudden and out of nowhere, I was told that it was banned. It was absolutely removed from the Meta platform for community violations, allegedly stemming from the sale of regulated goods, none of which took place in this group. It was a fairly well moderated group. We had a lot of automation set up so that we could minimize the amount of scammers that Facebook themselves allow to proliferate on the platform, right? They're allowed to create accounts, to mimic other people's likeness, to lie about who they are, and then they get into these groups and then they try to scam people. I feel like we did about as good a job as any group on Facebook at managing this. We have, if you're not familiar with Brent Tuggle, who's been on the Pen as well, he's helped to moderate the group. It's just, it was a really good group. And within this group, 20,000 people living with the chronic disease of obesity found community in others who were taking the medication to control their chronic disease. other people who were, the journey is tough, and there are many questions that many of us have along the way, whether it's insurance related questions or sourcing which pharmacy might have your medication, or how people are dealing with the various side effects that they deal with on Zepbound. And so 20,000 people found community, they found friendships, they found support, and overnight Facebook eviscerated all of their journeys, all of their stories, all of their community, just wiped off the face of the earth, with no warning at all. And so want to just sort of bring to your attention what you can do moving from here if you were part of that community, and even if you were not part of that community, sort of where do we go from here type of thing. In the description of this video is a link to my other Facebook group that thankfully we've had for a long time. It's just a smaller group. We're building off of that now. So if you want to join, the link is in the description of this video. You can click on that and join over there. Just make sure you answer the question and make sure that let the like fill it in and let them know that you found us over here on YouTube. So we are exploring different ways that we can shine a light on what has happened with this censorship over on Meta. Of course, I mentioned myself, but I also know that Join Fridays, Join Emoji, Zappy Health, a couple other telemedicine companies had their Instagrams removed. It seems like everybody sort of got caught up in an algorithm change or something that they did. Facebook did not announce any updates or changes to their terms of service or anything like that, but just all of a sudden, bam, these accounts were gone. So there's no recourse for me to ask for it back. I'm just hoping that the algorithm sort of sucked a bunch of stuff up and then it releases it again. But in the meantime, if you want community for GLP-1, if you want just a great place to be and with great people that is as well moderated as we can, so much of that relies on Facebook, who just allows so much nonsense to go on there. But yeah, definitely check it out. On the Pen with Dave Knapp, linked in the description of this video. So that's the news. 20,000 people overnight just lost community, lost support, and it's just a tragedy. These are people. These are people that were harmed by this. For me, we'll press on. But I just feel bad for those people who now don't know where to turn. So make sure that if you're in Reddit forums or other Facebook groups and people are missing that, make sure that they know that there is somewhere else to go on the Pen with Dave Knapp. Now, let's get into some interesting fake news that's going on in the world of GLP-1s right now. And if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We talk about all things GLP-1 medications, type 2 diabetes medications, obesity management medications, and we just journey through this together at On the Pen. I have a weekly show called On the Pen Live, happens every Thursday at 9 p.m. Central. And we have a podcast, the Weekly Dose Podcast. In fact, tomorrow, as sort of a housekeeping thing, I am going to be heading down about an hour south of where I am to the Iowa Podcast Awards. The Iowa Podcast Awards, we're up for 3 awards tomorrow, so say a prayer that we bring home some hardware tomorrow. We'll be so excited to share that with you. I'm planning on going live from the event at some point, maybe even if I get the benefit of winning, maybe even giving a speech and doing that on either TikTok Live or Instagram or Facebook Live or YouTube. So we'll see what we can do. Thank you for the condolences on the group. I'm hopeful that we'll get it back, but I'm also not holding my breath. That's why we've got the link in the description for another group that you can join. We'll just keep doing it for as long as we can. Thank you for the congrats on the award show. So yeah, let's get into some fake news, shall we? Put fake news in the chat if you want to get into some fake news. We've got some really interesting news. So as I was perusing Facebook and Instagram over the last 24 hours, trying to see what else was going on in the world, hit that thumbs up button if you're all here. I got, of course, multiple ads. You cannot move around on Facebook or the Meta platforms in general without getting hit with some sort of ad for either research grade peptides, or you may get ads for supplements or anything, it's all GLP-1, right? You just can't move without seeing it. And I saw something that caught my eye. This is a company called Lemme, L-E-M-M-E, and it is actually the brand operated by Kourtney Kardashian, of all people. And they are billing Lemme GLP-1 as a safe, natural alternative to Ozempic. So most of you in here are educated enough to know the realities here, but for anyone considering any sort of supplement that claims to be nature's Ozempic, that claims to do naturally what these incretin mimetic prescription drugs do, then you're gonna want to hear what we have to say here. So this brand, Lemme, utilizes a couple of different ingredients. All of them sound really bougie. Let me see if I can even get back to that spot. Suppressa saffron extract and Moroso red orange fruit extract and lemon fruit extract, all designed to boost the body's GLP-1 levels. So let's talk about the difference between prescription peptides that are available through your doctor, filled at a pharmacy with a prescription, and a GLP-1 supplement. So endogenous GLP-1 is GLP-1 that's naturally made in your body. It's simply a hormone that your body makes in response to nutrient intake. So anytime you take in nutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, fiber, anytime you eat any food with nutrients in it, your body's response once it hits the gut is to start to secrete a hormone called GLP-1. It's in this class of incretin mimetic hormones. There are many of them, but GLP-1 is sort of the buzzword, right? Because it's the most prominent prominent incretin hormone. So these medications that are on the market are referred to often as incretin mimetics, in that they mimic the naturally occurring hormone in your body that is made when you eat. So when a supplement company makes a claim that their supplement increases natural GLP-1, they do, but they do it in the same way a bite of ice cream or a bite of a sandwich or a handful of Chex Mix or even some delicious vegetables would. Anytime you eat, your body produces endogenous GLP-1. Now, the thing about endogenous GLP-1 that your body makes is that it only lasts for a few minutes in your body. Within seconds, it starts to break down. And then within minutes, it's gone. With these incretin mimetic therapies, they're peptides wrapped in fat molecules that allow the again, mimicking hormone to last in your body 3 to 5 days, depending on what medication you're taking to the half-life. And so one of the important things to consider is that there is literally nothing on the market besides incretin mimetic, thank you for the sub, A. Nothing on the market that doesn't require a prescription is ever going to get to the level of activity on the receptors that receive the natural hormone or the half-life. That is why they work so well, is because they are mimicking hormones in your body with a half-life that lasts for days instead of seconds, and which are available to your receptors in orders of magnitude greater than your endogenous GLP-1 will ever be. So when a supplement makes that claim that it will increase your natural GLP-1, know that you can accomplish the same thing with about a 10-cent handful of whatever is in your pantry or refrigerator. Now, the crime here is that this particular supplement is selling for around $90 a month, and it's billing itself as nature's Ozempic. So given the science that you just learned about endogenous GLP-1 and how the medications that are available through a doctor are different, we've totally debunked the idea that it could ever get to the level of usefulness or utility as the pharmaceutical peptides that are available. $90 a month for this supplement. The reality is that while a vast many this is not the case for, it is the case for literally hundreds of thousands of people right now, that you are able to get some form of incretin mimetic drug through your doctor when medically necessary, typically a BMI higher of 27 with a comorbidity or a BMI higher than 30, period, will put you in the qualification bracket for chronic weight management drugs like an incretin mimetic therapy. And many of them are available with manufacturer savings card for as little as $25 a month. So if you could go and you could get the pharmaceutical grade version of this that actually accomplishes, in clinical trials, Tirzepatide's case, 22% body weight lost in 72 weeks. This is really, 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 really the way to go when you talk to your doctor, have these conversations. Of course, bring these up to your doctor, a supplement if you're interested in taking it. And it's not that I am anti-supplement or don't believe that many supplements have their place and can do very good things. Like, I think one of the things that we want to make sure that we're doing is restoring healthy balance to our gut. The food environment in the United States is pretty awful, and it wreaks havoc on our guts. And our guts, where so many useful hormones for weight management originate. And when that gets dysregulated because of gut bacteria imbalance, leaky gut, whatever it may be, these are all things that can contribute to those hormones that are in our body to help us feel full, that send those signals to our brain to be dysregulated. And so they have their place, but anything claiming to be nature's Ozempic, anything claiming to be GLP-1, just know what that actually means. It means the same thing as eating a few bites of food, typically, and nothing more. Because they're called nutrient stimulated hormones. So you literally, nutrient uptake stimulated hormones, NUSH, is the acronym. But you eat food, you produce this stuff. That's how it works. For many people, there's dysregulation in these hormones. That's why these peptides from these pharmaceutical companies work so well, is because if you have dysregulation, you need that boost, you need that level playing field. So that's what I wanted to jump on today and tell you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you found this video helpful. And then make sure, if you are on a GLP-1 and you're looking for community, looking for support, go to the description of this video. Definitely consider joining that group. We would like to have you there, and really appreciate you being here. Hit that thumbs up, send this to somebody who might find it helpful, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Until next time, we